What's good, YouTube? It's Justice. I used to be Pay, and today I'm going to be talking about Ice Spice and why she deserves respect. Now, I've talked about Ice Spice on this channel before, and that was like maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And I talked about how I went from a hater to a fan, but now I'm going to be talking about why you should respect her. Now, to just get into it, the expectations for Ice Spice were not very high coming in. Now, her song Munch, the first song that really blew up for her in 2022, was going crazy on TikTok and Instagram and all the social media platforms. But nobody really saw this as somebody who was going to be here for a while. Nobody really saw this as a sustainable artist. Nobody saw this as somebody who we were going to have to make room for in the future. We all just kind of saw it as like a little flash in the pan, and they weren't even really calling her a one-hit wonder. They were calling her a one-verse wonder because there was only like a specific part of the song that was blowing up. So the expectations for her to maintain a career were extremely low. Nobody really believed in her, just being honest. And I was one of those people. I didn't think Ice Spice would be here even up till this point. I just had no belief in her as an artist or anything she had going on, really. But to look at where she started from and where she is now in literally like less than a year, you just can't deny her anymore. You can't deny her as one of the hottest young artists in music, let alone just rap. You just can't deny her status anymore. You have to give her respect. You have to. And, you can make excuses or say, well, it's because of this or but at the end of the day, you got to give her respect. Now, let's look at the numbers, right? Ice Spice has been doing some very solid numbers recently. Her music videos always do millions of views. That's not really anything too crazy, but her numbers on Spotify, she has about 35 to 36 million monthly listeners on Spotify right now. Maybe like a month ago, it was at 38 million. So that should just tell you how many people are really listening to Ice Spice. Like, this isn't just a fluke. People actually listen to her and like her music. But let's go down the list. This is the list of rappers who she has more monthly listeners than, and it's going to shock you, right? So let's just start here. Lil Durk, NBA Youngboy. Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy combined is probably right around the range of Ice Spice. Lil Durk, NBA Youngboy, Lil Yachty, Trippie Redd, Lil Uzi Vert, Playboy Carti, Young Thug. Who else am I missing? Oh, Lil Baby. Who else am I? And J. Cole. Did you hear the list of names I just gave you? And, there's probably some smaller artists I could have thrown in there, or some other artists I could have thrown in there like Kodak or something. But listen to that list. That list included Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Durk, NBA Youngboy, Trippie Redd, Lil Yachty, Lil Baby, and J. Cole. Those are the artists that she has more monthly listeners than on Spotify right now. You have to respect that. You have to respect that. Like, I don't know, I don't know what you can say to that. And then you look at her Billboard charting songs. She has like 4 or 5, I believe, at this moment. I believe Munch charted maybe like towards the bottom of the top 100. And then Princess Diana, the original song, charted like towards the bottom as well, I believe. But just maybe 2 weeks ago or a month ago, Ice Spice had 2 top 10 Billboard Hot 100 charting songs. I'll repeat that. She had 2 top 10 Billboard Hot 100 songs at the same time. That being the Princess Diana remix with Nicki Minaj and The Boy's a Liar, where she's on the remix or the remake for Pink Panthers. 2 top 10 Billboard Hot 100 songs. She was competing with Taylor Swift and Drake. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what excuses you got to give. That's impressive, bro. In less than a year, when nobody thought she would make it this far, when clips of her were going around when she was, performing in a club and nobody seemed to care, and everyone was like, "Oh, well, here comes the downfall of Ice Spice." That's like you just can't deny the level of success that she's having right now. And let's talk about it, right? People like to say, "Oh, well, she can't rap or her music is not," and she's not the most talented rapper in the world. She's not the most musically talented artist that we have, but people genuinely like her music. You can't take that away from her. I genuinely like her music, and it's different. A lot of people talk about, all these rappers sound the same, especially with female rappers. Oh, they rap about the same stuff. They all sound the same. You can't deny that she has an original sound, It may not be something you like, but it's original, it's catchy, it's different. It's not like anyone else. And it's gotten to the point in which it's very recognizable. Okay, that's an Ice Spice style. That's Ice Spice's style. That's Ice Spice's sound. Because now we've started to recognize other people starting to jack her style, including people who don't even speak English. They don't even rap in English. There's a Spanish song going around where there's a girl literally bites Ice Spice style, but she doesn't even speak English on the song, at least. That tells you how recognizable that Ice Spice style, Ice Spice sound is, that we can even recognize it when it's not even in our native language. So, again, you may not be a fan of her music, but you can't deny the fact that people like her music, and it's original. It's something that sounds specific to her. It's not just like, oh, she picked up a mic and she's rapping just like everyone else and now she's lit. No, you may not like it, but it's different. And also, I want to talk about people who say stuff like, oh, she's only popular because she's attractive. She only got this many fans because she's attractive. She's only where she's at because she's attractive and because she's light-skinned. And to the point of which, like, when people talk about colorism and her being light-skinned, I will say that she's definitely afforded more opportunities than somebody who is a dark-skinned artist. I'm not going to deny that. But to simply try to attribute all of her success to being attractive and light-skinned is just wrong. It's just wrong. Because we can look at somebody who's attractive and light-skinned and nowhere near her level of popularity or hotness as of right now in terms of like how relevant she is in the music game, and that's Saweetie. Saweetie's attractive. Saweetie's light-skinned. Saweetie has millions of followers on Instagram. Saweetie can't sell more than 5K first week. Saweetie can't she can't outsell Soulja Boy in a first week battle of sales. So it's not like, it's solely because she looks good or whatever, because there are plenty of artists that look good. They look great. They're beautiful. They're whatever, but they're not doing the numbers that Ice Spice is doing. They're not having the level of success that Ice Spice is having. So yes, I'm not saying that her being attractive doesn't play a part in her success, and that's not a part of why people like her so much, because that is a part of it. That's a part of her brand. That's a part of her image. The fact that she's attractive. I'm not denying that, but to simply attribute all of her success to that is just wrong, in my opinion. I think it's just a lie, honestly, at this point. It's obviously hating, but I think it's just a lie because there are plenty of attractive artists, attractive female rappers who can't touch Ice Spice right now. So, again, you got to give her respect. You can like her, you can dislike her, you can hate her, you can love her, or anything else in between that I didn't mention, but you got to give her respect because nobody thought she'd be here. Nobody thought she'd be at the Met Gala. Nobody thought, come on now, if I would have came up to you in 2022 when Munch first started trending on TikTok and said, that girl's going to get invited to the Met Gala next year and she's going to be everywhere, she's going to be huge, and this isn't just a one-time thing, you'd probably laugh. If I would have told you Ice Spice is going to have more monthly listeners than J. Cole next year, you'd probably laugh. If I would have told you that Ice Spice is going to have 2 top 10 Billboard Hot 100 songs at the exact same time, you'd probably laugh. So you can dislike her all you want. As an artist, you can hate her music, you can whatever, think she's trash, think she's horrible, but you got to respect her level of success. You got to give her credit. You got to give her flowers because she deserves it at this point. I'm just being honest. You can't sit up here and deny her level of success. Whatever excuses you can make, there are plenty of artists that fit that bill. There are plenty of light-skinned, attractive artists who can't do what Ice Spice is doing. There are plenty of artists who, have unique looks and can't do what Ice Spice is doing. So you got to give her credit. And I'll say, for one, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think one of the major factors in why so many people are fans of Ice Spice and so many people like her and so many people support her is because she's just likable in general. And I know that sounds weird and, kind of strange to say, but she's a very likable person. Like most people, if you watch an Ice Spice interview, most of the time you don't leave that interview going, oh, I just can't stand her. I don't want to listen to her talk. She's weird. I don't want to support her. No. For the most part, you're like, oh, she's really nice. She's really sweet. I like her. And that's a thing that a lot of artists actually overlook when it comes to marketing themselves. It's just being likable in general. A lot of artists don't like to be likable. They think they're too cool. They try to play up this big persona like, oh, I'm too cool. I'm this, I'm that. What? Like, they'll do stuff like that. But she comes off as likable. And I think that's why a lot of people are fans of her, because she's just a likable person. And I think it shows. It goes to show how just being likable in general is so good for your career. Because obviously she makes music and people like her music and people would like her music even if she wasn't likable and she was rude or whatever. But still, people ride for Ice Spice. Like people will go to war for Ice Spice on social media just because she's likable. She's likable and she's nice and she treats people with respect. And I know that sounds kind of corny, but a lot of hip hop artists specifically, a lot of rap artists specifically, don't really do that. A lot of them don't really do that. So, again, like I've been saying throughout this video, you can hate her, you can say whatever you want, you can say her music sucks, whatever. You can say it's only because she's thick, whatever. You can make up whatever excuses you want to make yourself feel better on why Ice Spice is doing so well, but you gotta at least acknowledge that nobody thought she'd be here. Nobody thought she'd be this successful. And maybe in 2 years she'll fall off and be forgotten or whatever. But even still, to this point in her career, to have this level of success, nobody predicted this except maybe Ice Spice. So regardless of what you got to say about how she got here, what she got here for, or why she's here, you got to respect it. You got to respect her level of success. She has more monthly listeners than J. Cole on Spotify. She has more monthly listeners than Lil Baby on Spotify. Like, you got to respect it. So maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. If you agree, leave a like, leave a subscribe. If you disagree, tell me why down below in the comments. Tell me why I'm an idiot. Tell me why I'm dumb and Ice Spice is trash and she's only lit because, I don't know, the skies are in Mercury or whatever the astro girls say or whatever. What is it called? The Mercury's in retrograde, or is that what they say? The astrology people, whatever. But let me know down below in the comments if you made it this far. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Be safe. Be blessed. Peace.